Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunj Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Jati Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Govinda, Jai Govinda. Jai Govinda. Sati Nandana Korali Achinda Padana Korali Gora 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 Hare Laika Srinangana Gora Hare Nita Gora Hare Jayom Vishnupad Paramahansa Paribrajacharya Ashtottara Satasri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvindam Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Shri Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Sri Jiva Gopal Bharadas Raghunath Sadagoswami Prabhu ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan ki Vrajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki Gangamai Yamanamai Bhakti Devi Tulasi Maharani ki Hare Nama Sankirtan Yajna ki Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glorious assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. This is not your regular reading. Then you must tell me. Reading from text 25 of chapter 25, canto 3. Satam prasangan mama vidya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana katah tajoshanata apavargavatmani shraddharatir bhakti anukramishyati. Please repeat. Satam prasangan mama vidya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana katah tajoshanadasva apavargavatmani shraddharatir bhakti anukramishyati. Satam prasangan mama vidya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana gataha Chattoshanadasva apavakkavatmani Shraddharatir bhakti anukramishyati. Satam of pure devotees, prasangat through the association, mama my, virya wonderful activities, samvidah by discussion of, bhavanti become, hrit to the heart, karna to the ear, rasa ayanaha pleasing, kataha the stories, tat of that, joshanat by cultivation, ashu quickly, apavarga of liberation, vartamani on the path, shraddha firm faith, ratihi attraction, bhakti devotion, anukrameshyati will follow in order. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation: in the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation. And thereafter he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begin. Purport: the process of advancing in Krishna consciousness and devotional service is described here. The first point is that one must seek the association of persons who are Krishna conscious and who engage in devotional service. Without such association, one cannot make advancement. Simply by theoretical knowledge or study, one cannot make any appreciable advancement. One must give up the association of materialistic persons and seek the association of devotees, because without the association of devotees, one cannot understand the activities of the Lord. Generally, people are convinced of the impersonal feature of the absolute truth. Because they do not associate with devotees, they cannot understand that the absolute truth can be a person and have personal activities. This is a very difficult subject matter. And unless one has personal understanding of the absolute truth, there is no meaning to devotion. Service or devotion cannot be offered to anything impersonal. Service must be offered to a person. Non-devotees cannot appreciate Krishna consciousness by reading the Srimad Bhagavatam or any other Vedic literature wherein the activities of the Lord are described. They think that these activities are fictional, manufactured stories, because spiritual life is not explained to them in the proper mood. To understand the personal activities of the Lord, one has to seek the association of devotees, and by such association, when one contemplates and tries to understand the transcendental activities of the Lord, the path to liberation is open, and he is freed. One who has firm faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes fixed, and his attraction for association with the Lord and the devotees increases. Association with devotees means association with the Lord. The devotee who makes this association develops the consciousness for rendering service to the Lord, and then, being situated in the transcendental position of devotional service, he gradually becomes perfect. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Veshatarine. Jayasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. A very famous verse which requires a very, very detailed explanation. I am not prepared for it because I am just seeing the verse now. However, the point here is about association. Satam prasangan, sangha, association. Mama virya samvida, my wonderful activities. Samvida means talking about it. Bhavanti hrit karna rasayana kathaha. Hearing these wonderful stories, it enters the heart. It enters the heart. There is nothing about intelligence and mind. It's not to do with your mind. It enters the heart. Tat joshanat aswa apavargavartmani. Aswa means very soon. Apavargavartmani means distaste for anything material. Shraddha bhavati. Faith. Shraddha is not only faith, but simply speaking, faith. Anukramishyati, gradually. Bhakti anukramishyati. From Shraddha to Bhakti. Adhau Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Tata Bhajana Kriya Anartha Nivritti Sagadadada is just summarized here by saying from Shraddha to Prema Bhakti will happen gradually. This is a statement from Bhagavatam, very quickly describing the process of Bhakti starting from association. And the highlight is faith. Landmark is faith. Shraddha Bhavati. Association, faith, process of devotional service, and you become situated in pure Bhakti. Very quickly inside, the whole nectar of devotion is put here in one paragraph. Details are explained. The point here we should know is association. Prabhupada is very brilliantly analyzing it and saying, God is personal. Therefore, to understand God, you need association. This is the logic. God is a personality. The absolute truth is a person. And if you want to understand Him, you need to understand Him through association. But if you want to understand God as Brahman, no personality, all pervading, then you can use Gyan. You don't need much association. This is the difference. Jnani can achieve understanding of the impersonal Brahman feature of absolute truth. And Prabhupada is saying it is not an easy subject matter to understand. If the Jnani tries to understand association, personal aspect, he will not be able to understand. Unless he has association of a Satam Prasanga, a pure devotee. He cannot crack it. His Jnana means more oriented towards the intelligence and mind. But if you want devotion, you have to work on the heart. It's a different program. It's about the heart. It's a heart program. Kirtana rasayana katha. Kirtana rasayana katha. This is very important to note. It's about the heart. If you read Bhagavad, yesterday evening I was talking about this to college students in an online session. If you actually analyze it, something is happening here. Most of us don't know what is happening, but I feel good, I feel nice. But if you read, if you intelligently understand, you understand what is happening to me that makes me feel good. What is happening to me that makes me feel good? That you must know. Then only you will do more of it intelligently. And you will feel good more. Devotees are very deeply smart, deeply intelligent. Mentioned in the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki. They go for the honey, it is mentioned. They go for the honey. What is really ticking in happiness? Ananda, bliss. That you start tasting. Then everything else becomes pale and insignificant. Aswa pavarga parthamani. You are not interested. So the job is to become disinterested in everything material. And it can happen if you develop association and faith. Shraddha. Prabhupada explained Shraddha. There's a brilliant lecture I heard of Prabhupada just yesterday. He's explaining Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo. So deep and clear, Prabhupada. There's such clarity in what he explains. Dharma cannot be equated with religion. The normal word used is religion, he said, is a translation of dharma in English. But it is not the same. Prabhupada explains. How dharma is very deep. Dharma is deep. It has got something more. Religion is of faith, he explains. And faith can change. But dharma can never change. This is the difference between faith and dharma. He said religion is of faith. You can change your religion. And it is going on. Conversion. But dharma you cannot change. So Prabhupada did not preach religion. He was preaching the highest religion, which is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Praja Ham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Sucha. One person was telling me, Kaila Pathingla Ma Sucha Nelirke. Perumal Koil inge Ma Sucha Nelirke. I said, Innur Kaila Ada Elirkan Suli, Onume Elirkan. Payapada Vantanga. Illinge, Baipada Margato or condition. Mamekam Sharanam Prajao Elirkan Innur Kaila Ninge. You have to surrender only to me. Mam Ekam is given a condition. Then Masucha. Then Masucha. This is religion. It is described by Krishna only in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva Dharman Parit. Prabhupada translated as give up all varieties of religion. Surrender to me. Then you don't have to fear. But if you follow religion, you have to fear without surrendering to Krishna. The converse of this is, if you're religious and not surrender to Krishna, you'll be very afraid. How is that? Now you know what is Hinduism about. You know what is Christianity about. This is the problem. You're not following Dharma as you're supposed to. For that you need to be taught. You need to be taught, you need to learn. From the heart, it starts. Adau Shraddha. Said, Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kohile Sudrida Nishchaya. Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva Karma Krata Hoya. This is the meaning of faith. Normally they call faith, but in our language, the Bhagavatam language called Shraddha. It means something more than faith. What is it? Vishwasa Kohile. It is called Vishwasa. Shuddrida Nischaya. Very firm conviction. What is that conviction? Krishna Bhakti Kohile Sarva Karma Krita Hoy. If I do devotional service to Krishna, everything will become alright. This is called Shraddha. This is called Shraddha. Right? If you mix with devotees, the Shraddha will come to you. Shraddha is not just faith. Because Prabhupada said faith also can change. Shraddha means if I serve Krishna, everything will become alright. This is called Shraddha. When you associate with devotees, this is what will happen. You will develop Shraddha. Shraddha. Then Ratir, Bhakti Ranukramishati. Rati means attraction. Faith, attraction, love. It's a process. This will happen. Right? So, faith is a very important thing initially. It increases, faith increases and becomes rati, attraction. Then it becomes love. So we can teach people many things, educate and everything, bring up to the point of faith externally. But that person has to work internally from faith onwards. Tata sadhu sangha, he must take association. Bhajana kriya, he must perform sadhana. Anartha nivriti, he must work at his impurities. After initially Shraddha and association, it becomes a lot of internal work. This is where devotees do that initial thing very nicely and then they wait. Why nothing is happening? But you have to start your work. You have to start work now. The responsibility shifts to you. No, I'm still associating, I'm dancing, I'm chanting, I'm eating prasadam. And the Mari Munda, it's not happening again. Because you are not doing work. You have to do work. That internal work starts because it becomes more and more internal. So the heart becomes more and more internal. That is described here. Shraddha, Ratir, Bhakti, Anukramishyati. Very important to know. It's a science. Prabhupada said Krishna consciousness is a science. If you do it properly, it will work properly and will give you the result. So you can understand how important association is. So somebody asks you, what is important? You will say association, devotees, everything. Right? So our material desires and anticipation and gratification, all that will disappear. So where is your security coming from? How you become secure? This is what it is difficult to. Krishna is saying, Masucha, give everything, surrender to me, I look after you. Tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. That act must be done and I will protect you. This is faith, that if I do, I will be looked after, nothing to worry about. That is a thing to cross. That's a thing to cross. Faith in the devotees is our greatest wealth. I say this always. In the Krishna consciousness movement, I ask everybody, what are we doing? What is our final product? Yesterday I asked this question and many said happiness. We teach people how to be happy. Some people say devotees is our product. So many devotees. More devotees, happy devotees. True, that is the product. But if they don't have faith inside them nicely fixed up, they will not be happy. They will fight among themselves. There will be dissension. There will be difficulty. The security comes when actually they are fixed in Krishna consciousness with full faith. Because they are secure. Inside them they are secure and at peace with themselves. Then this community will be secure. And then they'll be happy in serving Krishna together. Satam prasangam abavidya samvido. All these things are prerequisite. Security, often people ask, I'm a grahastha, how I will be materially secure? It's a very important point. Some days back I had a discussion with somebody who was speaking about national security in India is increased, NSA. And he spoke about somebody who's a minister and so in charge. How previously terrorists were there, and a lot of terrorists were, doing all sorts of things, NGOs, and this religion, that religion against this politician with that. He said all these things have been put together now. He said internal security and external security we have become paka. External security, China, Pakistan, and this whole spread for us. There are peninsula and all open maritime, security we need, and all those things have become paka now. Prime Minister has done this, and everything. External security, we can attack now. We can set it right. And internal security, we have set right. So many of these terrorist organizations, we have fixed them. But he was telling, still the problem is politicians and internal religious divide and all these things together. So then I said, your internal security goes beyond the internal security that you're talking about. Because you said, but the problem is, any time it can again surface. Politicians and all these different religions and all of them, they are always dissatisfied. It will come again. In other words, he's saying we artificially, forcefully kept it down. It will burst again anytime. It's not under our control fully. So I said to him immediately, security should be natural. Security should be natural. And I immediately told him that Prabhupada has established a global security organization to give the whole globe security. Because he starts from security of the person inside the heart. You are secure. Masucha, don't be insecure. Surrender to me, you will feel very secure. This is the whole plan. So that is why this whole thing is very scientific and important. Society, individual, and the world around us. By bhakti only you become secure. By bhakti, you become secure. When you develop love for Krishna, Yayatma suprasiddhati, it's mentioned nicely, you'll settle down. Anything happens around you, it doesn't matter to you. Because you are secure. And if society is made up of individual units of people who are feeling secure, then society is secure. Security is inside out, not from outside in. Two types of security, I agree with you. Kshatriyas should do external security. In Arjuna's business, he was able to do external security, but internally he collapsed. His internal security collapsed. That is what whole Bhagavad Gita is about. I can shoot the Gandiva and kill all these people in no time. I've already done in Virata, that kingdom. I dressed as Brihannalla and I came. And I routed all of them. And Bhishma understood this is Arjuna's arrow. Get the hell out of here. Because one single person finished the whole army. Of Bhishma, Duryodhana, everybody came together. He finished all of them. That person in the war field lost internal security. I don't know what to do. He started crying. See, internal security makes you even more weak than external. You can set up everything nicely outside, but the plug is pulled off inside, you're finished. It's so dangerous it is. Maya, everything you will do, pakka, how this thing, and you plug it, finished. Everything will collapse outside and inside. So it is so important. Here it is mentioned, Bhakti will secure you inside. It starts with Shraddha. And that Shraddha, most important is association. So imagine how we should protect our self and our community. You know why you should protect not only yourself, you cannot be afford to be selfish. I look after my own Krishna consciousness. It will get spoiled if you don't have people around you who are also Krishna conscious. If you don't have people around you who are also Krishna conscious, your selfish Krishna conscious alone will get spoiled by people around you. So you need around you also Krishna conscious people, and you also have to be Krishna conscious. This is called internal security. I develop my bhakti, I also help around me those people to develop bhakti. In this way, I have made myself secure. Satam prasangan mama vedi samvido. This is about security. How to develop, right? So imagine Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, not just national security force. He knows that this is the power of this country, India, where Bhagavad Gita was spoken. And in Bhagavad Gita, it speaks about this, Ma Sucha. Don't have to worry. I will give you the security. If you surrender to me, if you surrender to Krishna, Krishna looks after you. What security you need in this world? Why you have to do life insurance, health insurance? Why you have to do anything for that matter? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam praja. This is provided by Krishna. So we are developing that in our community. We are developing that. What are we developing? We want to develop everybody feeling secure and happy in Krishna consciousness by them fixing and having faith. So if you want to affect anybody, you can affect him on the level of faith. Where his faith is kept, you can go and break it. Everything will break in him. The best way to be violent on a person is to break his faith, not externally. This you can smilingly do it. These are most violent people. Prabhupada speaks about it in the Bhagavad Gita and says, Ahimsa means violence against a person's spiritual progress. Himsa means violence against a person's spiritual progress. Ahimsa means don't do that. Don't do that. You imagine, it's about faith. Himsa, spoiling another person's faith in somebody whom he has for Krishna consciousness or something, that is violence of the highest order. When you do see, sometimes people are politically set up and they enter your organization and they spoil another person's faith in somebody or in Krishna or in Prabhupada or in their Guru or in some Vaishnavas or in the institution. They are perpetrating the highest violence. They are more violent than Russia dropping bombs on Ukraine. Why? Because it's the most precious commodity, faith. What the Britishers did, Prabhupada said, in 200 years they achieved something great damaging in India than the Mughals did for 800 years. The Britishers broke the culture, went inside and broke the culture and the faith we have in our religion, in our everything. Deep inside, they did very big damage. There's a lecture of Prabhupada screaming, they will suffer for this. It's just a Bhagavatam class. Prabhupada's case. Because it's great damage. He's feeling it. Such a wonderful civilization. They went inside and spoiled people. Right? So Prabhupada has gone and instilled faith in everybody. Krishna will protect you. Chant Hare Krishna. And living beings, poor conditioned souls, are latching on to that and getting good response. Their faith is growing. They're feeling good. So therefore, in our society, security also means watching out who is breaking the faith. Tender faith, Komala Shraddha, when they are affecting that, that is the greatest loss. So our product is intangible product. The production of faith in everybody, that is the greatest asset. Faith in Krishna, in his words, in Prabhupada, in his instructions, in Guru, in Vaishnavas. This faith is most important and valuable. Because we develop it like this. Rampasangan Mamavidya Samvido Bhavanti Karnarasayana Kata. And it can be broken very fast by somebody who very subtle comes and attacks you at that level. So we also have to fight wars. Not that only Russia and Ukraine is fighting war. We also have to maintain deep internal security forces. That's why we also have Kshatriya force. When push comes to shove, we will get up and do. Why do you think Krishna is fighting Duryodhana? Because he's breaking everybody's faith in Krishna. It's adharmic. Sarvadharman parityaja mamikam sharanam vraja means actually main dharma is to surrender to me and come back to me. If somebody is stopping you from doing that, he is a violent person. He should be dealt with. So Krishna is dealing with Duryodhana. Right? He is dealing with Duryodhana. It is a different war. It is a war on dharma. It is not just ordinary war. It's a war for keeping up the faith of all the devotees. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chatuskrita. So, it is important for us to understand this step-by-step process. It is important for us to understand the subtle, intangible property of faith that we have, and we should protect it for ourselves also. Protecting your own faith in Krishna, in Vaishnavas, Sadhu, Shastra, that is your vigilance and responsibility. Don't simply, throw it around here and there. Don't hear wrong people and make your faith susceptible, vulnerable to attack. That's why association is important. In association, we hear about Krishna from the proper sources. Because a person who is giving you that has deep faith, you will also develop faith. You will also develop faith. Shraddha Bhavati is a very important landmark. Protecting association, protecting our faith, protecting our Krishna consciousness. As you fall in love with Krishna, gradually your love for Krishna grows. It's not about protecting faith. It's not like so difficult a problem then. In the tender initial stages, you have to protect faith very carefully. Very easily you can get swept off. All sorts of ideologies, philosophies, everything will be spoken by people. Nowadays, very aggressively they will promote it in Kali Yuga. In the Vedic times, somebody had an ideology, they don't like push it inside you. They will argue it. They'll say, this is it, this is okay. You think like that's okay. There is space for everybody in the Vedic system of thought. You think like that, that's okay. But everybody's different levels of understanding is, acknowledged. And that is why you have all types of faith, all types of people. And everybody is moving towards the ultimate understanding. So everybody is given a space. But nowadays, it's like either my faith you adopt or I will kill you. It's not like very rich in culture. Promoting your faith aggressively to the extent that the other person, if he doesn't listen to you, he becomes your enemy. Just a ideology that you have. You have understood it in a particular way, right? You become my enemy and I'll make sure that you listen to me and you follow my faith and my understanding. This is not very civilized way of doing things. The civilized way of doing things is to influence people by your own following, by your own practice, and by the result that you're getting. Srila Prabhupada taught us that way. He was very tolerant and he spoke to anybody and everybody and he was open for anybody's questions. He answered according to the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam. And he didn't say, if you don't follow me, that this will happen to you or that, nothing. He was always very kind, very merciful, very tolerant and patient. But he was assertive. When somebody tried to push something on him, he was assertively saying, this is it. And you can see him saying that. So if you want to do it, you do it. This is what I am teaching my people. And this is what they all follow. Open. I'm not like artificially securing it. It's very open. My followers are all secured by Bhakti. You can't do anything to them. You try it. You can't do anything to them. Security is not coming by me making all of them fanatic followers of me. When a person is weak, he'll make everybody a fanatic follower. They'll fanatically follow you. But followers of Prabhupada, the way he wanted it, you're free to question and understand properly. And this is the process. And nobody is forced, but everybody gets an amazing realization about the absolute truth, which carries them further. So Prabhupada's secure program is your own development. The more you develop your bhakti, the more secure you become. You won't be a fanatic. You won't be a fanatic. So this fanatic religious people and fanatic people following all these things you can see is weakness. Is weakness. The Vedic system of thought is open. It's got a big umbrella. Accommodates even atheistic people. Accommodates even atheistic people. Kannada, Kapila, Jaimini, many of them are not fully theistic also. Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Karma, Mimamsa, and all of that. Finally, only you have one thing that is fully theistic, Vyasadev's proposition. Vyasadev's proposition is fully theistic. That's what is Srimad Bhagavatam, Vedanta Sutra and Srimad Bhagavatam. But all the others are not fully understanding God. Nyaya and Vaisheshika and all that is quite far away. Quite far away. But all respected, all those rishis and sages are respected. Everybody respects them. Very cultured. He is at least dedicating himself to the understanding of the truth. And he is arrived at some place in his understanding. No problem, I'm not against you. I'm not against you. Very respectfully treated. That is different now. In Kali Yuga, people are very puny and very weak. If you don't follow me, I'll attack you. I don't like you. I won't pay attention to you. This is Kali Yuga. No tolerance, no patience, no all-embracing attitude. But you will see that in Prabhupada. Very nice. That is how faith is protected. This security of your faith, nobody can do anything to it. Nobody can do anything to it unless they do some very diabolical thing and unless you lose your own practice and make yourself weak and susceptible and vulnerable. So this process that is described here gives you the best security, gives you the highest product, gives you maximum benefit for the human form of life. Practicing bhakti as enunciated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nittai Gaura Premanande. Any question or comment? Yeah. They not directly atheism, but they were not fully theistic. Elements, small little bit. No, you must first, this is a Western word to say theistic and non-theistic. So you must understand what it means. Means explanation of the truth of reality doesn't relate to a personal God. That's what it means. A personal God means theism. You factor God in your life as a personality. So you are theistic. Now, when you say Brahman realization, all that, you understand divinity, but you understand only one portion of it. So you are not fully theistic. Then somebody says Nyaya is everything, atoms and molecules are everything, Vaisheshika, Karma is everything, Karma Mimamsa. What you do is most important. Based on that only all results will come. All these are not fully theistic. Because the real theism for karma is yagyartat karmano vanyatra loko yam karma bandhana. That is karma philosophy as given by Krishna. Right? He's telling that. Mat karma krin mat paramo mat sangha varjita nirvairaha. He said that also. And in another place also he is telling that whatever you do, yat karoti, yat ashnasi, yat juhosi, dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva matarpanam. This is our karma philosophy, connected with Krishna. That's what I mean by saying if karma and this thing is not connected with Krishna, it's not fully theistic. So you'll find shades of all these things. But the full, complete theistic philosophy is the Bhagavatam. That's why Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is our main. Personal God, the absolute truth. Krishna is not simply another God. There are so many gods. You worship Krishna, I worship Ganesha. No. That's not the meaning of Krishna being God. Krishna is absolute truth. That is full theism. Ekale Ishvara Krishna Arasabha Bhritya. That's the meaning of. There is only one supreme Godhead, everybody else is a servant. Although they may be called gods. Right? This is theism at its full 100% effect. But you will not find that in all the other ideologies and philosophies. If you ask anybody, any Hindu, you will see. The other day I saw a great author who speaks about all tradition and scripture and all that, speaking in Oxford, London. They sent this link to see Maharaj what he is talking, nonsense. He spoke very nicely and then he said, you become God. That is our philosophy. The Hindu philosophy is you become God, you are divinity, the tap. Everything he spoiled, all that he spoke, he spoiled completely. Whole world talks like this only about Hinduism. He's speaking in Oxford. A great author. He's written a lot about all the different mythologies and this and that. He is famous and he is putting this inside everybody's head. You become God. That is our theology, he's telling. What do you mean? You don't need a theology if you're already God. There's no ology required. So, theism also does not mean, they will call it, this is our theology. We become God. If you become God, there is no theology at all. There's no necessary for God. Because you are God already. That is why I am saying, theism means what? We make it very clear, God and me and my relationship with Him. Two different people. Two individuals. That Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita in 13th chapter. Knowing the self and knowing the Paramatma is called knowledge. He's telling that. Kshetra kshetragnyayor jnanam yattat jnanam matam mama. In my opinion, that is called jnana. That is called jnana. Right? So these are all clear things about theism and God and the whole science of God. We can't change all these things because it is like that. Krishna spoke in the Bhagavad Gita. It's not that we are talking something impractical. That is the way it is. And Krishna is speaking that. Nobody told you these things. It is new to you. But this is how it works. The whole world works according to this only. We are not saying something impractical. As though practical means earning money and building buildings and this. We are something very impractical. Yeah, there is God and we have to pray to Him and something doesn't. I don't see all these things in my life. Very impractical. When you die, you will know what is practical. All that you practically put will come to an end. If you have not understood God and yourself, what is the great practical thing you did? So what we are doing is the highest truth, the highest practical thing that you can do. It's an amazing gift of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why we are getting it so easily. People never understood it till now. Very difficult to understand. Prabhupada says, difficult to understand. But it's because of people like Prabhupada representing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Parampara that we are able to understand. This is a very strong realization for me. See, normally I cannot understand all these things. I'm chanting Hare Krishna, doing seva, so I am understanding. That's all. It's not possible to understand. Using the word is difficult subject matter to understand. Prabhupada is saying. Become easy because of Lord Chaitanya. We must take advantage and understand it. Okay? I hope that's answered. Any question? Yeah. Krishna is saying.
But different opinion also. So his opinion might be correct.
He's testing you. And it shows that he is putting himself as a person. Only persons can have opinions. Right? Rishibir Bahuda Geetam Chandobi Vidhais Pratak Brahmasutra Padais Chaiva Hetu Madbir Vinishchitai. Not only his opinion, he will also cite Rishibir Bahuda. Many great sages have also spoken about this. Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. Arjuna is saying, I've heard it from Asita Devala Vyasa and now I am seeing it myself. So, Krishna is saying it is my opinion. So, what for you should be is, I better take your opinion. Karishe Vachanam Tava. That's what Arjuna said. In result of Krishna saying, Matam Mama, my opinion is this, he said, yes, your opinion I'll follow. Because you are the supreme absolute truth, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, I have understood. Your opinion I will follow. So don't think that Krishna was, because he is putting himself humbly, it's my opinion. Don't think, oh, yeah, I'll think about it. We'll discuss and we'll tell you about whether we have to follow it. No, there is a solid, it's heavy. If you don't follow my opinion, that he's not saying. Somewhere he's giving a hint to Arjuna. Atachetvam ahankaran nasroshasi vinangshasi. Telling that. If you don't follow what I'm telling you, you'll be lost. You're finished. That also he told in between. All the other statements, Matam Mama, in between he's telling this also. If you're intelligent enough, you can understand. You can understand my opinion, because you see, when the boss tells it's my opinion, you must immediately understand, yes, boss, it is your opinion, they will follow. That is the meaning of it. In the company, he owns all the shares, and they very nicely only he will tell, it's just my suggestion to the directors. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Why? He'll talk like that only. He doesn't have to be Hitler. Soft terrorism. Very quietly he'll say, I think this is the way to do it. Yes, sir, he'll tell. Immediately. So Krishna, don't think he's just telling it is my opinion. If you want, you can follow. If you don't want, you don't follow. Anyway, I will protect you. No. He's made it very clear. Mamekam Sharanam Braja, then I'll protect you. Why is he laying the condition? He is very sophisticatedly speaking. He's God. He doesn't have to be, "Panlana na onnu adipen." He doesn't have to say all that. That all I don't do. Material nature will do for you automatically. I don't do all that. I'm too sophisticated. Allah addi vaangunge. It's already set up. So he doesn't have to talk about all that. You will be imprisoned by the three modes. You'll be finished and torn apart. It is not his domain. His domain is sophistication. Surrender to me. Develop love for me. He deals only with that department. Very sophisticated. So when you ask him to speak these type of things, he'll say, that is my opinion. Otherwise, you can speak to Maya, she'll tell you. She will tell you what the opinion is. Beat you to pulp and make you understand. Do you understand? It is it. It's a very nice, soft, what do you call, supremacy statement. I like it. Yattat jnanam matam mama. He's saying, my opinion is, Gyan means this. Several places it's very soft and sweet, but it's deadly, actually. Yeah. Any other question or comment? Yeah. Don't take association. Give association to such people. Same thing you can ask for when you go out to preach, what to do. No. Yesterday he asked a question. Where is he? Yeah, he was asking a question. When I go to preach, what he is telling is very convincing to me. I said, don't take association. You're supposed to give association. Why do you take this seriously when you know very well that is not correct? Don't take it in. See, nobody can harm you unless you decide to do so. Your Krishna conscience will be harmed by you only. Not by, because of his association, I got spoiled. You allowed yourself to get spoiled. You took his association. Right? You chant nicely, you execute your devotional service nicely, and be strongly placed in a position of Krishna consciousness. Right? So you have a responsibility that you execute. It's not that it's all automatic. That is where the problem is. The problem is, I chanted my rounds, everything, and my mind is still going. No, you are the one going. It's not your mind going. You want it, so it's going. Cut it, bring it back. That labor you have to do, that internal work you have to do. As you advance, you know it is more and more internal. More and more. It's not automatically happening. From outside, somebody will do this for you. Because you're chanting 16 rounds, Krishna will send two Vishnu Dutas will come. எங்க உன்னுடைய ஹிருதயத்தை துறா அங்க வந்து சீமார் அடிச்சு எல்லாம் க்ளீன் பண்ணி அந்த ஸ்பெஷல் கெமிக்கல் எல்லாம் போட்டு க்ளீன் பண்ணி மூடி தேங்க்யூ சைன் பண்ணுங்க அங்க பண்ணியாச்சுன்னு சொல்லி அங்க ரிப்போர்ட் பண்ணோம். Don't think it's like that. It's not the way it operates. That's a material world. It's a material world. Here, you have to consciously act. That is the meaning of self-realization. You have to wake up internally and act. It's not that we are simply chanting Hare Krishna and automatically something will happen. Nothing is automatic. If you don't desire it, it will not happen. You should desire it, and you should also get the power to do it. You have the power and you should do it. You should not, you should exercise your individuality and do it. This is what Prabhupada did. His whole life is like that. Everybody else were not doing it. Even his god brothers were not doing. He said, no, it has to be done. Bhakti Sri Thakur has said, we should do it. We should simply endeavor at least. He went and did it. Very boldly he did it. You may not all have understood it, but I think it should be done. He just got a ship and went to America. He did it. This is a stunning thing about Prabhupada's life. Do it. It will happen. It is mentioned here, Shraddha Bhavati Bhaktiram Pramushyati. These are all statements. It's not simply some theoretical statement. If you do it like this, it will happen like that. Don't make mistakes. Set it right. Do it properly. That is why strong association is important. And we should encourage it. We should encourage that type of association. That's what is the lesson here. Any other question or comment? Tamil getting on. Do you have any question?
No, so only was very strong. Really, practice of
That's why we hold on to association. That's why association is very important. You know why you use walking stick? Because on your own you cannot stand. You need a walking stick support. Otherwise you will crash and fall down when you are very old. When you are very young, learning to walk also, a small kid will hold on to mother's hand, father's hand and walk. Support is required. After some time he walks on his own. Right? So we need association to support us. So we should take association to support yourself. You should be interested in doing that. For my Krishna consciousness, I should take support, take guidance, take mentorship, and set it right. You should not feel shy about it. You should not feel lazy about it. These are two things that happen. Afraid, shy, lazy. Isn't that the place to be afraid, shy, and lazy? To get up and do it. Because it's about you, about your eternal life, most valuable thing. So that's why it's mentioned, Satam Prasangan Mama Virya Samvido. And what does that association mean? Mama Virya Samvido. Association does not mean somebody will mentor me psychologically and this alone. All that is okay. But the important thing is to together discuss Krishna. Together discuss Krishna. You don't have to be greatly self-realized person to do it. You open up Prabhupada's books and sit and read together and appreciate Krishna consciousness and Krishna's wonderful activities. You will become strong inside. Prabhupada in the lecture says, simply you do it. He says, simply you do it, you will become Krishna conscious. He's saying that Krishna has given you that opportunity as a very easy process to sit together, clap your hands, chant Krishna's names, open the Bhagavatam and read the story. You don't have to be greatly self-realized to do that. But you're following. Satam Prasangan Mama Virya Samvido. You follow it, you do it, it will happen to you. Sincerely you do it. This does not mean that you have to have association of a Bhagavata like Prabhupada, then only I can progress in my life. Now, nobody is actually pure devotee. I want only Prabhupada's association. That and all is not mentioned here. Not like that. You open Prabhupada's book and read, you are associating with Prabhupada. See, complicated thinking you don't have to do. The process of bhakti is simple, pure, it's about sincerity and straightforwardness. Anybody can practice. Anybody can practice and get the highest thing. So do it. Simply do it. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
2 minutes.
Good.